GM and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're exploring what has been going on over at Kujira because it does seem like something is cooking with Kuji right about now. So let's jump into the details, the all-time highs that are getting busted on through, and of course, we're going to talk about community at the end of this one as well, which is always pushing all-time highs. If you enjoyed this one, do drop me a comment down below and subscribe to the channel. Let's jump in. So starting off with the CoinGecko page here, Kujira is currently at a 106 market cap. We're tickling towards $1. This has been a region of a bit of resistance in the past. Let's have a look at some TA in just a second. But if we just scroll down here, you can see pretty much from the chart here, since around January time when we had a bit of a double bottom, first coming in at the start of January and then again here at the start of March when there was all those banking failures, etc. It looks like Kujira is trying to push on up higher here. Now this is coupled with the fact we have a load of ecosystem growth going on right about now, and the flywheels are set up such that as more liquidity does come online, everything has a very much positive feedback loop. The term liquidity begets more liquidity is very apt here, and what we're going to see is continued slow but steady growth, I believe, for Kujira into this bull cycle. Should we have a look at some TA? Let's start here with Tease Nuts. He is a Kuji believer and a very good guy for TA and also for trading more broadly in terms of narratives, etc. Now his chart paints this picture on Kuji. Let's blow this up a little. We have this top box here, some resistance around the $90 to $1 region. This is from the FTX breakdown back here. Again, we came into this late May, spiked just above, bit of a swing failure pattern, and then came and closed below yet again. But we've started to tickle above into this yet again here. So his kind of trajectory for this would be a breakout, maybe above $1 yet again. Maybe we get a third spike of these highs here, then a bit of a pullback. And in terms of timing on this, he's got this summer towards maybe late September for that pullback, making this previous resistance a support on the way down here before we full send into Valhalla. At least that is my interpretation of what that is saying. Let's move on. So for good statistics on Kujira and the chain more broadly, check out kujira-track.app. I'll leave that down below for you. What we can see from this is the price of Kuji to USDC on the left. Then over here we have the FIN total volume. So FIN is the exchange of Kujira, and this is where all the trading volume is happening. Now over the last few days, we've had some big moves here, almost a 500,000 day trading volume on the 8th. Then yesterday on the 9th, 460K as well. And this proves to be a significant uptick from the previous few weeks when we're putting in roughly like $180,000 to $200,000 total trade volumes per day. Things do seem to be ticking up, and you can kind of feel that over on socials. A bit more hype around Kujira, a few more new believers in the Kujira protocol as well, making themselves known over on crypto Twitter. Total number of transactions now on the chain, 118,931,000. Now think all of these actions that you have to take, whether you're trading, adding LP, bidding on liquidations, minting USK, the stablecoin, all these things are done on chain and require you to post a transaction to the blockchain. So unlike what you see on many centralized exchanges where they're doing all this wash trading, buffing up the numbers, that kind of stuff, everything trackable on chain here. The data speaks for itself. And as time passes by, all these numbers are going to continue going up to the top right hand side of the screens. Staked Kuji now at roughly 53%, so 62 million tokens are staked. These are the ways in which you can mint USK as shown on screen here. We'll jump into that in just a second if you do want to mint some USK. And then the wallets down here. This one's actually been a bit of a talk of the town lately. So the number of active wallets was around 50,000 at the start of August. Then there was this random spike up. 15,000 additional wallets were created, presumably with dust amounts put in them. So speculation on this is that was a bot kind of attack, maybe someone trying to potentially sybil any airdrop that would come on this chain. There is no airdrop coming, but I'm saying maybe that was the strategy behind this. But then we can see a bit of consistent growth here of a few thousand wallets over the past week. So some of the data here may be a little bit of an anomaly, but it has been talked about quite a bit online. But I have to state that is not organic growth, that bit by there. Now let's jump into TVL metrics here. So TVL is a big driver for this chain. It can be a bit of a meme on others, but when you have all the value from fees, etc., that are taken on chain through the various dApps being returned to Kuji stakers, well, TVL has a huge impact, as this is the source of real yield on the chain. Now up to $19.65 million. As you can see from the chart here, it is in up-only mode. This is a hell of a move upwards here, and since the start of 2023, we're roughly at 3.5 mil to go up to around 12 here into mid-July, while we're in full send mode right now, 12 to 19.5. That is a pretty big jump in a short period of time. So as I say, liquidity begets more liquidity. As the flywheel starts to kick up, there becomes more trading depth on the chain. You're seeing new protocols want to build out on the chain. Blend Protocol, Manta DAO, and others. They're all here building, either live or about to go live. And this is all adding to the flywheel effects that we're seeing. Now, Kujira at 100 mil in market cap. Let's compare that to the TVL of some other chains here. Where do you think this one's going to rank globally? Well, it is currently ranked at number 52 here. So the 52nd largest chain by TVL, above Sui here in 54, which was a much hype newer launch. Just one place behind Injective Protocol. That has a market cap of somewhere in the region of $600 million. And then just a hairbreadth away, we have the likes of Conflux Network and even Stacks, the Bitcoin layer 2, both well and truly in our sights. So the numbers are ticking up and the underdog story is well underway. Let's jump into the stablecoins here. This is USK. This is the stablecoin of Kujira. It is a collateralized debt position stable, and the market cap of this has been in a bit of up-only mode. It is kind of stable and constant around just under 2 mil here in terms of total market cap. So there's currently 1.9 million stablecoins of USK in existence right now. But the growth of this is also going to be a major growth factor for the overall TVL and of course the underlying price of the Kuji token as a result as well. If we go over to Blue here, this is how you would mint some USK. You put down one of these collateral types. Maybe it's wrap BNB, DOT, Ether, Luna, etc. You put down your collateral, you manage your position, and you get stable coins as a loan. So USK gets minted and given to you for use within this DeFi ecosystem or elsewhere, whatever you wish to do with it. Now, a bit of a cryptic tweet from me last month, 9th of November 2023, Kuji, if you know, you know, and KP definitely does know. So what was this all about? Well, this was in reference to the release schedule of tokens. So the final kind of emissions, the tokens being directed to the team, to marketing, that kind of stuff. Well, these end in November. So the 9th of November, which is what? Just 3 months away from here. Well, what will happen is that the Kuji token will be fully circulating by that time. There will be no discrepancy between circulating market cap and fully diluted market cap. All tokens will be out there in the wild with no more inflation yet to come. So I think this will be a big moment yet again, because any sidelined investors who want to get into this one, well, they're going to have to actively buy it from people who own the token. There's no fresh supply coming online, so this could increase the scarcity of the token and could be a key driver of price. And this could be nicely timed here, being fully emitted before we go into 2024, the new halving and all the hype that will come with that. Now let's move on to liquidity provision. So if you're an LP, there's some good incentives right about now that the team have given out in the format of USK. So huge incentives if you want to provide liquidity paid out in USK stable coins. Stablecoins. What better yield than to get that real yield? Dollars. So if we just look at the liquidity pools here, and on the right hand side, let's get the incentives on max here, and let's just go down to one that's quite interesting here, Pax Gold and USK. So if you provide liquidity to this, the combined APR right now is 24.33%, and the incentives are live for USK. $3,650 worth of USK in incentives for this pool. And if you know anything about the price of gold, it is fairly static, to be honest. Pair that with a stablecoin, USK itself, highly unlikely to have too much impermanent loss happen, and you're being incentivized with more dollars as rewards. So this is all to try and get more TVL on the chain, to get more people to provide more depth in liquidity for the Fin order books. And I think this is one of the drivers of that increased TVL as of late. Now, what you can do with this, if you are a bit of an LPer and you want to fully support the cause like I've been doing, providing a bit of LP and then the USK rewards, using those to buy up more Kuji. That's the flywheel I'm after. Now, there's always some interesting conversations going on with this chain. So Kuji Mitch posted this to expect higher Fin volume. So that is the DEX. Bo, which is the LP side of things, requires more liquidity. Liquidity thrives on incentives. So he's saying, should we do this? redirect a third of the Fin fees from the stakers, so that's the Kuji stakers, to Bo pools, he says this might be the answer. Kuji stakers would then get 0.15% of fees, down from 0.225%, and Bo pools could get that difference, the 0.075%. Now, people always do come up with bright ideas within the community, and there's always good discourse and feedback along with this. So as golden ratio stake and put, he thinks Manta and external incentives on Bo would actually solve this without hurting Kuji's staking rewards, which are already a bit small. So he's saying he would be against that. Another user says removing any more staking rewards are going to hurt validators the most, and we don't want them to leave. So what we can see here is people have their say before anything goes to maybe more of a public vote. And this truly is one of those communities you can get involved with if you've got good ideas, you've got anything to bring to the table. People do sit down, listen, and have a chat over these things. So Crypto Cevo, one of the best on-chain traders in the crypto space, says this about Kuji. He is a big bag holder. I'm not sure when he exactly got into this, but over the last few months especially, he started to get a bit more bullish on Kujira. And he says, Kujira is what Luna wanted to be, a decentralized ecosystem for protocols. You'll be able to use it for lending, borrowing, payments, dApps, and much more. He says it's flying under the radar, but won't be for much longer. So I'm definitely in this camp of you need to get your bags packed sooner rather than later, because what we've seen across the crypto space is the good protocols are really getting sent at this moment in time, and it may be the turn of Kuji very, very soon. Then we have KP here shouting out members of the community. So Manta DAO is actually a community initiative. As he says, literally just members of the community came together under a DAO with a bomb dev, dubbed Magic Mike by some. And he says even peeps like Kujira Turkey. So there's a new community being set up here on Twitter for onboarding Turkish users. All these things are helping onboard more people into this chain on an each and every day basis. So this is super bullish. Manta DAO as well is actually at all-time highs. So I think it is actually time to really start paying attention to the projects building on top of the Kujira chain here and adding to it. These guys here have got a ton of protocol-owned liquidity, helping buff things up over on Fin. They've also got Manta Swap as well, which is pretty damn epic. So tradable assets on Fin, even if they're not paired together directly on Manta Swap, you can do a seamless one-click swap between them. Just so you can see what I'm talking about here, you could take any asset on Fin like this, wrap Bitcoin, and swap it for another one on Manta Swap directly. This is something you can't do through Fin without entering into multiple different markets and getting your funds into a common unit of account, so then you could get to the end result. So the example here would be wrap Bitcoin into Pax Gold. Then finally, community vibes are at all-time highs permanently for Kujira. This is kind of the things that you just don't see on any other chain. So Doc recently got hacked for around 80K it was. His wallet got compromised and a scammer stole his funds. This is the majority of his portfolio. Very unfortunate stuff. Now, an initiative was started by Dove from Team Kujira to actually put together a wallet, and he clearly deposited some funds into it as well. And the community got behind Doc to try and build him back a bit of a portfolio so he could trade his way back to profitability yet again. So funds came flooding in, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of assets. The community supported one of their own, and now as a thank you, Doc has put forward his DBank address so you can follow along and trade with him. If you do check out his account over on Twitter, this guy is a bit of a sniper and pulls off some wonderful trades. So this essentially letting us copy trade a very good trader because the community got behind him, the team members got behind him at Kujira and showed some outstanding love. This is the shit you do not see in other communities. That's why I say this is definitely for me the best community in all of crypto. There is literally no second best.
There is no second best.
So I hope you enjoyed this update. Kujira blasting all-time highs. We're going to hit some big numbers in this coming bull market. I am highly bullish on this one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop me a comment, subscribe if you're new. See you in the next one. Peace.